Chapter 12. I joined the pre-meet Liberty huddle, then stay in field to cheer on runners in the 4 100-meter relays and the 1,600-meter runs. The hits go fast. JV girls, JV boys, varsity girls, varsity boys, but each race is still a long process. When the varsity girls line up for the 1,600, I head over to rigor mortis band and shout my heart out for Fiona each time she goes by. She's ahead at the 800-meter mark, but I can see her tighten up during the third lap. She holds on for as long as she can, but at 1,400 meters, she loses her lead and has no fight with everything she's got to stay in second place. She does get second, though, which brings in 3 points for the team, but she is not happy. That's 6 seconds slower than my PR, she says, gasping for air when we meet up. The third lap killed me. I just never recovered. I give her a pep talk and a hug, and after she's caught her breath, she mutters, "Time to play nice with manipulator," and wanders off to the high jump pit. I don't take her long. I am feeling kind of worn out, and I'm really not in the mood to make a phony chit-chat with Meryl Abrams, especially since it's pretty hard not to notice that Gavin's over there with her. So when Giro and some parent helpers start setting up huddles, I take the opportunity to crouch across the track to the bleachers. Liberty High's track has only one set of bleachers. It's got steps up the middle, which divided it into 2 sections, one for home, one for away. Nobody pays attention to that, though. Even with our standing in league, usually the only people who show up at track meets are dedicated parents, plus the occasional boyfriend or girlfriend. It's not like there are squads of cheering voices. Besides, it's way more important to find the group to huddle with to help body block the rising wind, and some afternoons anyone will do. As I hobble across the track, I feel like I'm getting stares from people in the bleachers. I can see parents whispering to each other about me. Or maybe I'm imagining. Maybe they are not noticing me at all. I go up the entrance steps, take a seat on the bottom bench, lay my crutches down, and unload my backpack. Then I sit through the 100-meter huddles for the girls and the 110-meter high huddles for the boys. There are legs everywhere. I watch them move so effortlessly. Pair after pair of perfectly turned, beautifully timed leg. How could I never have seen them this way before? In between the races, I watch the high jump pit out in the distance. Gavin's still there. I feel my heartbeat grow faster inside my chest. I try to calm it, but it pounds maddeningly harder. Pretty soon, my breathing turns shallow, and then there's the familiar flutter of butterflies in my stomach. This has nothing to do with Gavin Vance. It has everything to do with the huddles being cleared. The 400-meter is next. Starting blocks are adjusted, and soon the JV girls shake out and get into position. I grip the rail in front of me as the starter calls, "To your mark, set!" Then the starting gun cracks and my heart gallops away. I want to cheer for the girls. I want to dash to the infield and root them around rigor mortis band. But all I can do is death grip the rail and fight back the lump in my throat. This is not my hit, but this is my race. My race. There's a soft voice beside me. "Jessica?" I turned and see a woman I don't know sitting beside me. "Oh, wait, She's a little familiar. My mind scrambles to remember. She's not one of our runner's moms. She's actually too well put together for any kind of track mom. Her hair is long and slick with subtle highlights. Her hands are perfectly manicured, but mostly it's her clothes. They are classy, nothing switch-like about them. Who is she? I'm Claudia Steele, she says softly. Vanessa's mom? She has her hand out, so I shake it, but I'm stunned. I just want to say how sorry I am, she begins. I move to pull my hand away, but she holds it. I don't know the right words to use, she continues. I don't know if there are right words. In her eyes, I see sincerity. My hand stops pulling. Thanks, I tell her, and for a moment I forgot that there's a race going on. She does finally let go of my hand, but she doesn't leave. Through the JV boys' race, neither of us says a word, and it's odd to sit through the girls' varsity lineup with her beside me. I wish her away. Her being there is making me terribly uncomfortable, but she just sits there, silently, watching as Vanessa adjusts her trademark racing glasses, rolls her shoulders and neck, shakes out her legs, and finally gets down in the block. This has to be very hard on you, Mrs. Steele says. I keep my eyes fixed on the runners. Please, I think just go away. But then out of my mouth slips. This is my first time back. I could kick myself. Why am I talking to her if I want her to go away? The gun goes off and Vanessa shoots from the blocks. She gathers speed and her stride lengthens. Her legs are long, fluid, beautiful. I close my eyes and try to stop my chin from shivering. What made me think I could do this? Vanessa wins the race easily, which gives Langston 5 points. But we get 3 for second and 1 for third, so Langston nets only 1 point. Still, it's hard to take, especially with my rival's mother sitting beside me. I'm just thinking of an excuse to leave, since she's not when Vanessa comes clopping up the steps. She's still wearing her racing glasses. That track is a joke. She spits out. This whole place is a joke. My time was terrible. I have an urge to flatten her. She's made her mother uncomfortable too, and I can tell Mrs. Steele wants to say something to her daughter, but before she can, Vanessa holds out her hand. Can I see my phone? Her mother produces it from her purse, and as she's handing it over, she says, You recognize Jessica Charlie's Steele, don't you? Yeah, hey, she says to me, checking for text. She hands the phone back to her mother, then turns and walks away. Vanessa, her mother calls, but Vanessa says, I've got to get a rub down before the huddles. Vanessa, her mother snaps, but she doesn't even get acknowledged this time. Excuse my daughter, Mrs. Steele says after a moment. Her hands are shaking as she refastens her purse, and when it's closed, she faces me and says, No, excuse me for raising such a self-absorbed daughter. Then she stands and walks away, leaving me the same way she found me, stunned.